So today in this lesson, I want to talk about a very important part of your sentence mitigation plan, which is called the personal narrative. So the personal narrative is going to be a document that my team will create with your help by our team interviewing you and also providing you with a series of questions that will be pertaining to your upbringing, your family life, where you were raised, who you lived with growing up, what your education was, how you did in school, what your child life was like. We'll talk about your career path, what led you to the job that you were involved in when you were charged with the crime. We'll also talk about the circumstances around the crime, what might have led up to the crime. We'll talk about any substance abuse issues that you have, mental health, physical health that might be important. And then we'll really spend some time talking about taking responsibility for the crime, identifying with the victims, and coming up with a plan that we can make amends to the victims that we've harmed. That's a really important part of this personal narrative. So we'll put all of this work together and we'll end it with an action plan of what you're looking to do to make amends and to also make sure that you never come before a court again. So with this type of document, it's a significant piece of work. This type of document alone, in many cases, earned some of our clients departures from the sentencing guidelines. Not all, but in many cases, we've seen that happen. It's an important document because the only thing that your sentencing judge and the probation officer who is going to interview you for the pre-sentence investigation report, the only thing that they know about you up until this point is what the assistant U.S. attorney has told them in the charging documents and what they've read in your Department of Justice press release. So you really have no say in the matter unless you create a document like a personal narrative. Unfortunately, I did not have a personal narrative. I didn't have someone telling me that it was an important document to do, or else, of course, I would have done one. So my sentencing judge, the only thing that they really had to go on was the charging documents and the DOJ press release. And my sentencing judge had an opinion formed of me prior to me going into sentencing. I had a very favorable recommendation of 5 years of federal probation because of the cooperation work that I had done along with the sentence mitigation work. But earlier in my career as a stockbroker, I had many infractions where I was fined, suspended, censored by the Financial Services Authority as well as the Securities and Exchange Commission. And I was fired from quite a few companies. And during that time, I was fired because of my substance abuse, by my inability to perform as a solid worker, by my inability to show up for work because of my substance abuse issues, and I had several firings on my record. So my sentencing judge basically said, I can see where you're remorseful about this crime. I can see how significant the cooperation was. I can see and appreciate that you made full restitution for your crime, that you paid back all of your victims. But what I can't get past is the previous firings that you had in your prior jobs and the fact that you repeated this behavior over and over again. A personal narrative would have given me the opportunity to document my substance abuse issues, document my time in treatment for drug addiction, and give a clear explanation that these firings were because of a substance abuse issue, not because of legal or compliance infractions. And I believe if I was able to produce this type of personal narrative with these answers, that my sentencing hearing would have went a lot easier. It would have been a lot more seamless than what it was. I ultimately had a favorable sentence of 1 year of home confinement, but it wasn't without 3 hours of arguing from both attorneys. So a personal narrative is very important. What we're going to do with this document is we're going to put it together with your help. The plan would be to submit this document at your pre-sentence interview so your probation officer has an idea of who you are apart from this one bad decision that you've made with this crime, with the hope that he will take this document, gain some valuable information about yourself that he can include in this pre-sentence investigation report, and then also include this document in that package that he sends off to the sentencing judge. So it's a very important document. It's one that you should absolutely not go into a white-collar case without having a document like this present in your sentencing package. And our goal is, again, like everything else that we do, is to put together a great document to put you in the best possible position to be considered for the lowest possible sentence. So I look forward to working together with you on this document.